It's a franchise summit, so I think I'll start with a retail story. All of you know Wal-Mart, right? And this is a story told to me by Lee Scott, who's the CEO, and this incident happened somewhere around the time Sam Walton was still alive. Apparently, it was the pre-Christmas season, and they were gearing up their flagship store, which was the Denver store. And they were hiring, and when a Sardar boy, a youngster, walked in, and he said, "I'm just off the boat. I was told you're hiring, so why don't you give me a job?" And Sam Walton walked in when this conversation was happening. And the boy looked at Walton and he said, "You know what, I'll come tomorrow morning. I work for one day. Don't pay me a cent if you're not happy with my performance." And Walton said, "All right," maybe he saw a spark in the boy. So he said, "Come tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. You have a 12-hour shift. And at the end of the day, we'll take stock of how you have done." 8:15 at night, Walton remembered, so he went and asked the boy, "What happened? How many sales did you make?" And the boy said, "I did one sale." So Walton said, "Are you aware that, on normal days, every salesperson does 35 to 40 sales? Pre-Christmas, they do anything upwards of 70. If you've done just one sale, obviously you're not good enough." Something made him ask the boy, what was the value of the sale? And the boy said, $100,000. So it was Walton's turn to do a double take, and he said, "What did you sell for $100,000? And the boy said, this customer had come. He wanted to buy a fishing hook. He wanted a small hook. I made him buy a large fishing hook and threw in some bait." So Walton said, "It's not, $100,000. No, you know what? Then I told the customer, you're in any case buying so much of fishing equipment, right? Why don't you cruise down the river? Upstream, your catch is much better." And the customer said, "Very good idea, but I don't have a boat." And I said, "Oh, don't worry. We have a boat. We'll sell you the boat." Then I told the customer, "Now that you've bought a boat and you're going upstream, the upstream leads to this very nice wooded area. Why don't you camp the night? And I'll throw in, a crate of Budweiser free for you." And the customer said, "Damn neat idea. No, why don't we do that? But you know what? I don't have camping equipment." And I said, "Oh, don't worry. We have camping equipment. We'll sell it to you." The customer looked at everything else that he had bought now, and he said, "Oh my God, I've picked up so many things. How do I cart them around?" And I said, "Don't worry, we have this very neat 4x4 truck, and all of that you have bought will fit very neatly into it." Walton asked him, "A customer came to buy a small fishing hook, and you're seriously trying to tell me you sold him a boat, a camping equipment, and a truck? Is that what you're trying to tell me?" And the boy said, "No, Sarji. Customer came here saying he had a headache. I told him fishing was a good way to get rid of the headache." What's the point I'm making here? The point that I'm making here is that the starting point of all entrepreneurship is ideas. And where do you get ideas from? There is no idea bank. Where do you get your ideas from? You obviously get your ideas from, one, from looking at yourself as a consumer and seeing the gap, and two, looking at opportunities and saying, "Hey, I'm going to grab them." But a good entrepreneur is not just somebody who grabs opportunities. A good entrepreneur is somebody who creates opportunities. The next thing, once you have a good idea, what is the next thing you need to do? You need to build your co-founding team. 2, 3, 4 people. Minimum should be 3, maximum should be 6. You should never go beyond 6, but it's good not to go below 3. If all of you have complementary skill sets, very important you have complementary skill sets. I see this in the software business. All 3, 4, 5 of them are coders. So who manages the company? Who manages the finance? Who develops the business? If you are 4 of you, one should be a tech guy. In an ideal situation, one should be a tech guy, one should be a finance guy, one should be a business development guy. If you are not, you land into problems there. This is something I constantly hear. When I ask my mentees, what is the business plan? Ma'am, idea yahan hai, document nahi kiya hai. You need to document. I hear this all the time from young entrepreneurs saying, I know exactly how to run the business, but I don't need a plan document for it. Number two, I am bootstrapping. I'm not raising any money, so why do I need a business plan? You jolly well need a business plan because that's your roadmap. And it's only when you start documenting that all the Googling is with you from all sides. It's extremely important, whether you're in a franchise space or in any space. The next biggest challenge you face is, what kind of people do I hire? Because you don't have money. So what do you do? And again, I see this very often in entrepreneurs. They are in a hurry to give away equity. मैं मेरे पास payroll के लिए पैसा नहीं है, लेकिन 5% equity दे दूंगा. 5% equity can come and bite you in the wrong places later on when you start making money. Paying the salary is far cheaper and a better way of doing things than hiving off equity. So how do you attract people? Remember what Bill Hewlett said of Hewlett-Packard? He said, first who, then what? Get good people first. So how do you get good people? You get good people who are energized by your idea, not by your salary commitment. This is another problem with most entrepreneurs. You think just because you're good at ideating, you're very sure you're equally good at implementing your business. Believe you me, you couldn't be really, far away from this truth. It's important for you to realize that at some point, you are the showstopper because you don't have implementation skill. Therefore, you need to put together a team that is good at implementing and invest in yourself. I see entrepreneurs building teams and saying, I'm going to train and develop the team. But unfortunately, they don't invest in themselves. And that could be the showstopper. Most important for an entrepreneur, get yourself a good mentor. A mentor who has no personal agenda, who can handhold you and help you build the business. Thank you.